KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
Guam is sending 18 athletes for athletics to the Pacific Minigames in Saipan. Team Guam will be led by veterans Derek Mendel, Minami Ajima, and Ryan Metienzo. Opening ceremonies for the games begin on June 17th.
I think we have a pretty good mix of veterans with newcomers this year, so I think it's going to be pretty exciting. We have a couple college athletes that are back to compete after their college season. We have some, have a few adults that have continued training here on island and that they're ready to go. And then we have a few, I think 2 or 3 high schoolers that are fresh off their high school season that are going to be heading over there as well.
I'm looking forward to the experience. I know there's going to be some crazy fast times, so hopefully I'll be able to hit a pretty good PR, which would hopefully end up being a win legal PR, which would be a Guam record. But yeah, just being able to compete, the opportunity to compete, watching my other teammates over here, seeing how far they've come, what the work they've put in across all sports that are going, is going to be a pretty special event, so I'm really looking forward to it.
I just can't wait to see the caliber and how they kind of run things out there. You know, it would be my first time competing, so it's just a lot of excitement, really. It's nothing but a blessing. You know, it's all an opportunity that I'm going to continue to take, and definitely it's just, it's all just excitement, really, at this point.
As sad as I am to not be able to run with like my old teammates, the veterans, I love seeing such a young team because it shows that there is a future in Guam track and field. And so that for me is amazing, and I hope that in some way I'll be able to mentor them or help them throughout their journey.
The last Pacific Mini Games was held in Port Vila, Vanuatu. Guam won a silver and bronze medal back in 2017.
Just that feeling you get when you step on the track, having Guam across your chest, it gives you a little bit more of a push at the line. Makes you want to do better because you're not just representing like a school, you're representing your country as a whole.
This island has done so much for me. I definitely wouldn't be where I am today, wouldn't be able to compete in the States, wouldn't be able to go to school in the States if I didn't have the support from my community, my school, my island. So it's amazing for me to be able to finally give back to them in some way, especially after 2 years of not being able to compete for them. This is amazing, and I'm so excited.
Being able to just represent Guam, with all the pride that I have, and, with trusting the system and how far it's taken me, I definitely see, myself growing in the sport and continuing to run.
12 athletes from the Guam Weightlifting Federation will be competing for a chance to step onto the podium at the Pacific Minigames. Team Guam is scheduled to hit the platform between June 20th through the 23rd. Coach Ed Molinos is confident that the team assembled can bring home some medals from Saipan.
This team has been training together for a little bit more than 2 years, since the last national competition we have in 2020. From there on, they've been training. From there, even during the pandemic, we've been training carefully. In a way, our platforms are spread out more than 6, and our gym is open wide. So they've been training hard for this.
Training actually never stopped for us, so it's like all season it's preparation. It is a privilege, it is an honor to represent Guam. This is going to be my first IWF sanctioned competition, so I'm very excited. Especially I am going in Saipan with all the team. So I'm very excited.
It's an amazing opportunity to represent Guam time and time again in every competition that I do. This time around, to actually have a full team of 12 to go out, have that support, that team support, to be there in the back with you to help you load weights, help you warm up, and then actually cheer for you on the side. It's going to be a great experience.
This will actually be my last time to compete competitively. Off island I may, still compete here on island, but as far as training wise, it might be my last run to go off island, and I'm looking to go big or go home.
So I was born and raised in Saipan. The last major competition I did off island was in 2014. I actually represented Saipan in the 2014 micro games in Ponape. So coming back, mindset is really different. Coming back, representing Guam this time, and coming back to Saipan to compete. It is bittersweet, but even if I have Guam on my chest, it's all love for the islands. My family is still there, I still have friends there, and regardless of what I do, the goal is always to podium.
Guam will be represented in both the men's and women's division for beach volleyball in Saipan. The Pacific Minigames has drawn a total of 11 countries for the sport. Australia won the gold for the men's back at the 2019 Pacific Games in Samoa.
We got a chance to do some, like a whole program that was set out from the Federation, which was the first time I've ever gone through something like that. And it's really helped out building our strength, our conditioning, helping with rehabilitation. I feel it's really helped us prepare for the games in a way that we haven't been able to do in the past. It's been an awesome process.
He's like the coach on the court for me. He's really showing me the ropes during practice and pulls me aside, tells me what I should work on it, get better. Chemistry is definitely better throughout the months of practicing together. Obviously, I would love to get a gold medal, but just being there as long as possible is also the goal.
Kendra Bird and Kristen Serrano represent Guam on the women's side. Kendra has represented the island before, while Kristen will be making her Pacific Minigames debut.
The prospect of getting to meet different athletes from their countries, representing their countries, is really exciting too. And I'm really excited to meet them and challenge them and hopefully win. And bringing home something is really important, I think, for both of us, because this is kind of our chance to do that and to represent our island.
It's been a great time knowing that we've gotten stronger, and then even knowing that we've prepped a lot sooner for this. We've come a long way since day one, and it's interesting seeing us play back from those first tournaments from selection to where we are now. And I'm really excited. I feel like it brings a whole new dynamic, and the chemistry between us has been really, really good. So I'm excited to see what we put on the court when we get out there.
Guam's baseball team dropped their opening game of the Pacific Minigames to the host country, NMI, 4-1. NMI got ahead early and held on for the win. Team Guam scored their lone run in the 5th inning. Make sure to check out www.northernmarianas2022.com for schedules, live streams, and results.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.